Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are still live here at Awwwards in Amsterdam, and I have Arnaud here with me. Welcome,
Hi,
Arnaud.
everybody.
How are you?
Fine.
You guys in the chat, if you have any questions for Arnaud, please drop them. I'll ask them, and Arnaud will answer. But first of all, give us a little bit of a background about yourself. When did you get into the design industry? How long ago did you start?
Okay. First of all, I'm really glad to be here. It's very awesome events, and
We're glad having you here.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'm in the design community since 10 years now. I'd really had a background, passion about technology, design, and website making. I'm using the F word, but I'm a Flash fan. I was a Flash fan, like fancy website, complicated animation, 3D, and something.
It's a good point to start with.
Yeah, exactly. But then I moved in HTML, CSS a bit, and I started building some simple website for friends, for family. And when I got in my design study, I built a blog called Webdesigner Trends. It's like a side project. I'm still doing it right now, right today. It's quite an old project. It's 9 years old, and
Wow.
it's really my personal project. Like, it's a platform where I put my ideas to share with my community, and yeah, community is quite active. So it's only in French. So sorry for that, but we don't have such of a community in France, and yeah, I'm still have to keep it.
Maybe you can show us a little bit on
Yeah.
Web Designer Trends?
Yeah, so it's really a simple blog. I post several posts a week, and
Is it you who puts a post, or is it a community?
no, it's a bit selfish maybe, but it's only me. And I'm everywhere on the site. No, I didn't have a writer, a team, for example. I only post some content I like, some articles, some artists I like. And one of the main blog posts that people like is called the Incontournable. It's like the best website from different months, and I'm doing this for years now. So yeah, or famous interface designer to follow, for example, and yeah, that's it.
Looks awesome. And you have had this blog post for 9 years.
Yeah.
What would you say has changed most in the past 9 years in web design?
Oh yeah, web design I think has evolved a lot, and today we are going to create amazing experience using mobile, using 3D, using some technology we used to see at a few years ago, about like in Flash, for example, but here in proper language like WebGL or something, and everyone is more connected to this. So we have great content to explore.
Awesome. And is there any project that you have done in the past that you thought was great but was actually not, where you have learned the most from?
Yeah, I think of an old website I built, and I coded myself entirely to learn. And yeah, I really learned that I have no sense of design, no sense of typography or hierarchy in the types. So I learned a lot, because when you take a step back, you see your old projects and you say, okay, I evolve, I create new stuff, and that's cool.
That's great. And is there any recent project that you're really proud of, that was a huge success or is going to become a huge success, hopefully?
Yeah, we are. So my blog is very a side project, and my full-time job is art director in a French agency called IZHAK, and we build a lot of products for brands, videos, motion design, web design, and really that kind of stuff. And we are currently working for a client who is called Digisport. This client is making walls, like this kind of walls for events. So you can have it one here, for example, in the Awwwards. The people can play with it and make some stuff. It's funny, and so we build.
So what events are they doing?
Mostly team buildings or sports events, and got a lot of video to explain what they are doing. But right now we are working on completely redesign of this web design. because
Okay.
currently, just a quick view of the actual web design.
That's what it currently is.
Yeah, that's
wow.
it.
Okay.
And
How old
it-
is that?
I don't think it's so not so old, but we have worked a lot to create a brand new identity and a brand new digital layout. So we are currently working on this project. So I'm using, for example, I really a Photoshop guy, honestly. I'm using Photoshop every time I create web design. I used to use Photoshop, but I'm really using it, diving into XD for a few months now, and I think it's perfect for a job like going quick, going fast to just sketch your idea and let's go. And that's what we are doing with my team, and it works.
That's great. So your whole entire team is working in XD right now?
Yeah, we have some people focusing on print design, on motion, their own tool like InDesign or After Effects, but yeah, mostly people doing web are using XD for the moment, yes.
Great. Can you showcase something, a feature that you really love in XD that you didn't have in Photoshop and that converted you to use XD or something like that? Was there a specific one?
Yeah, exactly. So I think just of the, it's not a little thing because you can zoom in, zoom out. It's like super fast. That's one of the that's one of the cool thing of XD. But auto animation tool, for example, if I take this prototype, it's a really simple animation. Like if you toggle out the menu, for example, it's very basic and simple. But I can make it just right click. We need the auto animate tool. And that's great because you never done that. You couldn't make that in Photoshop. So
would you be able to showcase that, how you did that for our community out there? Because that looks really fancy. just to show how you did the auto animate interaction.
Yeah, it's real simple. You go to the prototype here and I'm just selecting my elements I want to trigger. Here's the button menu. So I click here. The trigger is click in English, if I didn't mistake, so appuyer. You can select an action here, like auto animate, or just a transition, incrustation. Here's auto animate, so XD with Adobe Sensei is gonna moving things around more naturally possible. And you choose your direction, and the direction here is my second screen, like the menu is open. When I go on the second screen, I can do exactly the same when I'm closing the menu. I'm closing the menu, it's going back to my home screen. So it's
basically just two screens
that you
created.
For this interaction, just two screens.
Just two screens.
If I run the simulation again, I click on the menu. I just move these tiny little color bubbles around just to have a little effect on it. And it's like it's perfect to talk with the clients. So it acts. It's like real. It's like it's coded, but it's not. So it's rapid prototyping. It's perfect.
Looks great. Really fancy. And it took you a minute or so.
Yeah, exactly.
To combine the artboards.
Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
Great.
It's very, very fast. You cannot, for the moment, design at. How can I say that? Design as fast as you think about it, but we are quite so far yet.
And the design elements on that screen, did you design them all in XD yourself? Or did you mock up things in other programs and move them across and worked across?
Yeah, for example, for this image, we shot this product in our studio, and we use Photoshop and Lightroom, for example, just to adjust some colors. But honestly, the rest of elements are just vector elements, like here. I designed some icons in Illustrator, but it perfectly works together, so it's perfect. I'm using you should have been using too, but the library, the CC library, to have some element sharing with my team, for example. And otherwise, all of the screens are designed in XD.
Looks very pretty. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
And XD also supports French language for voice interaction. Have
Yeah,
you tried
that's-
that before?
Yeah, that's brand
Yeah.
new, right? We tried that, yeah.
Yeah?
It
And it
works
listens to French language and works?
Yeah,
And it talks
Yeah.
back in French?
yeah, exactly.
I can't
So-
try that, I don't speak French.
So I can, yeah, so we can talk in French and we don't have to use our strange English accent, and XD perfectly understand us in French. So
That looks
so it's
absolutely
perfect.
amazing. We have some questions here in the chat. So Demas is asking, how do customers come to your company? Is it mainly word of mouth marketing? You're a freelancer, aren't you? Or you
No,
work in an agency?
Yeah, I work in the IZHAK Agency. It's like
Yeah.
an agency I co-founded with 4
Okay.
other people. So we are 20 now in the team. So we
Wow.
are three years old. So it's like a brand new adventure. But yeah, it's quite. We made a lot of work, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's mainly for example the mouth to
Word
word
by
of
mouth.
marketing.
Yeah.
But it's really that we have a lot of contacts, and we activated them for doing some new projects on brands, and it's pretty okay for the moment. We have a lot of work to do, and that's an example. We're working with clients in France, but also in Japan, also in Germany, for example, in Spain, and we are not in Paris. In France, every agency, every big company, digital company are centralized in Paris. It's really a problem in France. But in Strasbourg, we're doing some cool things too. So
Awesome.
we are proud of that.
So is language also a big thing in your designs? Do you have to design in different languages? Because you
Yeah.
said you have Japan, Germany.
Yeah,
So-
we have to translate not every project, but most of the projects. Yeah, we have like an e-commerce web shop.
Yeah.
We have to translate it. And
Do
I
you
heard-
use the translate plugin for that?
No, I just discovered it.
Yeah?
Yesterday.
Should we try it?
Yeah, why not?
And
We can try.
because we probably don't know, some of you might know French, but some of you might not. So we might not understand what
Yeah.
you have written there. So maybe we just try
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna-
translate it to English.
Yeah, that's will be great.
So
So,
the plugin is called World Ready.
Broadway, yeah, that's it.
That's the
So
one.
I'm going to plugins here
Yeah.
on the top, and World Ready. Here it is. Yeah, I just discovered it yesterday, and
And you can just select your artboard. Yeah.
like World, I'm using
And-
UI faces, and
Yeah, that's a
I
cool
just
one
have
too.
to. Okay.
Then you have either highlight or translate. I always use the translate.
translate. Okay.
And then
So
just
translate in English. where it
English
is.
would be good.
I don't see
Don't
it.
you have English?
Oh, German, Spanish, Korean, Ukraine. What?
That's
That's strange.
interesting.
Okay, maybe we can try and. Did you speak Finnish, for example?
No,
Maybe
I
you can
speak
try.
German and Spanish.
Or maybe try it into
So let's
German.
try German, because that's usually
German it's a
Long
good example.
words.
Yeah, long words. You
yeah.
can have some trouble in your design. So I click on translate. We not super repeat. Okay, that's not a problem. So it duplicate my pages, I think. Where it is, and I got a lot of lorem ipsum in my layout.
Oh.
So it's Latin. So it's not gonna
Oh,
translate.
so the
well,
headlines are not.
the headlines are not. Oh, here it is. In France, it's like this brand are trusting us, and yeah, in German it's the. I don't know if it's the real word,
maybe
but
maybe you need to expand
yeah.
the text box. So,
Okay, that's it.
yeah,
like
so
the
the first thing means nothing,
Yeah, exactly.
and that means nothing too.
It's very. It's always the same.
but the
When you
rest-
run a demo is never working.
Yeah, it
like
never works. But
but-
the cool thing, I mean, the way how it works is it takes Google Translate in the backend, and it translates your artboard
Yeah.
with Google Translate. We all know it's not, the greatest translation tool.
Yeah,
It can't.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But it's super fast. I retry
that's
just
great.
on one this
I would
element.
definitely say, it helps when you don't know a language. I mean, let's try maybe with another one, with Finnish or something crazy that we all don't know, or Japanese, or
To try this one.
especially with languages that you don't know. I've also done an app in Turkish before. I don't know any Turkish, so I would have been so happy to have had this plugin, because then I would have known how to design my text, how to place them, or because a lot of languages, they really need that you increase the line height because of the letters and how they're spaced. That's what I felt. So I would have been happy to have had this plugin before.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna
we
try in Turkish. Let's do the magic. I think it's not support because I use a lot of repeat grid. Maybe that's it, or
I see.
symbol instance.
That's sad. Okay.
Okay, on the demo it was I think I mistake somewhere, but I see in action. I see it in action. It worked perfectly. So it's usually the same. If you try it live, it's never working. So.
Yeah. So maybe we have a look in the chat what people want to know when things don't work. Then it's best to get back to the chat. How do customers come to your company? Is it we had that already? Okay. No more questions here, so so maybe a few more questions for me. So this didn't work in our demo. Is there another tool that you really love or feature in XD that you would like to showcase?
Yeah, like I'm using the responsive redesign. No, it's not the. How can I translate it?
The repeat grid?
No, it's like...
I have it here in English, if that helps.
It's not a plugin, it's like the new function announced in Max last year. It's like the responsive, reactive, responsive.
Oh, responsive resize.
Responsive resize, yeah.
That's what it's called in the English version.
Exactly. So if I duplicate my artboard like this, I'm setting in a mobile size, for example. So everything is broken, that's completely normal. But I don't have a menu here to really demonstrate this feature, but just
you should select all elements on the artboard and then just switch on the responsive resize toggle.
Yeah, I have it, but it's not the right example on this layout, because I do not have a particular menu with full of elements, for example. But it's really efficient if you want to. Everything is so tiny. It's just mobile first. So so I think it's.
So you start with the web first.
Yeah, on this particular project, we start by the web first.
And why is that?
It's because of to show to our clients, to show a big visual, so a big page
to impress them.
Yeah, exactly. It
Nobody
sounds
heard
weird,
that.
but honestly,
it's between us.
Yeah, it's working. But already when we're doing some prototypes, some mobile, we're doing mobile first every time we can. So responsive reaction, resize, is working very, very fine for this.
So how important is it for your business to create prototypes? Because you said you did your designs in Photoshop before, where there's no possibility of creating interactive prototypes.
Yeah, exactly. We have to every day to explain our ideas, and it's complicated just to show some JPEGs, for example. Some clients doesn't have a web background or something, so to explain it's difficult. So with prototype, we can go fast, super fast. Like, okay, I have an idea, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna make this button here, and I think it's really helping on everyday job. Like on tiny agency like us, we have to move fast to find new ideas, to explain ourselves, and that's a big deal for us.
And what's your usual journey in the agency? What do you usually start with and until you get to your end product?
We usually start with a really quick prototype, and before that, we analyze the client needs, and we talk a lot with the clients. And we are doing more and more workshops, like we work together with the client and with his client, if it's possible, to get the best results because we have to talk to each other. That's a big issue in like big structure, big agency. You cannot have the the secrets of the client, the secret need and something. So we have to be face to face and talk to each other. And when with this idea in mind, you can go fast and just reach like the good target.
So that's the first step.
Yeah, that's
and the second step?
The second step is going to the prototype. Really rapid prototyping, show some screen like that.
Like that already, or do you do
No,
grayscale wireframes?
That's the version number 10, I think.
Okay.
So it was some simple wireframe.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, I can find.
That would be so cool to see the process.
Find it here, in here, XD. It's not even the first draft. The really first draft was something like this.
Wow.
And
so really minimal.
Yeah, very minimal. Not so much on the screen. We didn't saw the product in real, so we just have to imagine it. But after all, we went to our clients and we tested, so designer can see how it works and appropriate the product. And the second screen,
that looks pretty close already.
That's not already the first version of it, but we already used to sketch a lot on paper. It's like we used to do on paper of big blackboard, whiteboards, for example, and after that we're going in XD to. But that looked pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So did you user test it as well? Did you get feedback instantly?
For the moment, no.
Not yet.
No, it's. I know it's a real big deal in our domain. We need to user test our interface, but it's happened not a lot because of term of budget and something. But
it's mainly because of the budget,
yeah,
right? I've also experienced that. It's such a shame because you learn so much from it at every stage of the project, actually. So, and this prototype makes it so easy to test it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, one of the new updates is that you can also record voice now.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so that might be helpful as well.
If your users like, oh, it's not working. What is it? What is? Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So we are almost about to finish. Do you have anything to give on the way for our community out there? Any tip?
Any tip? It's like classical tip, I think. But honestly, you have to experiment a lot on what you do. You have to create maximum stuff you love, and you don't have to be afraid of failure. I think it's just something we heard about a lot between these 2 days in the Awwwards conference. But you have to try something. You have to share. It's really important. I think I'm doing it on my blog. I share a lot of content, and maybe I thought, oh, why am I talking about this artist? Everyone is knowing him. But sometimes you can touch just one person who didn't heard about this project or something. So you have to share what you do, and you have to experiment a lot.
That's
I would say.
That's great. Thank you very much, Arnaud. So if you guys want to learn more, go to the blog Webdesigner Trends.
Yes, that's
from Arnaud, but it's in French.
It's in French.
Maybe you can translate it. Thanks very much for the answer. Thanks to the community. Coming up next, we have Rufus with Martin. So hope you enjoyed this talk, and see you later.
Bye. Thank you.